Have you ever had a dream that felt more real than reality? Or wondered why you react the way you do, even when you don't want to? There was one man who believed that your life isn't controlled by logic, but by the unseen forces buried deep within your mind. He said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." He wasn't a magician, but he unlocked parts of the human psyche that modern science is still trying to understand. His ideas explain your fears, your dreams, your hidden self, and maybe even who you truly are. This is the story of Carl Jung, the man who may have understood you better than you understand yourself. Stick with this video till the end, because what you learn might just change the way you see yourself forever. He wasn't just a psychiatrist, he was a mind explorer. Carl Gustav Jung, born in Switzerland in 1875, didn't just study the brain. He dove deep into the human soul. Early in his career, he worked closely with the legendary Sigmund Freud. Together, they were breaking ground in understanding the human mind. But soon, Jung realized that Freud's view was too narrow. Where Freud saw desire and repression, Jung saw symbols, dreams, spirituality, and ancient wisdom. He believed that there is far more to being human than science could measure, and that each of us carries a universe within. Jung broke away from Freud and started building his own theory, one that would later change psychology, art, religion, and even how we understand ourselves. To Jung, therapy wasn't just about fixing problems, it was about becoming whole. And that was just the beginning. Imagine you're born already carrying the memories of people who lived thousands of years ago. Not specific memories, but symbols, instincts, fears, and dreams that echo through every human life. This is what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious. According to Jung, beneath your personal thoughts and feelings, there's a deeper layer of the mind, a place shared by everyone. That's why people from opposite sides of the world, with no contact, still tell similar stories of heroes, monsters, mothers, and gods. It's why we all fear the dark, or dream of flying, or search for meaning. These patterns are ancient psychological blueprints, passed from generation to generation, and they shape how we see the world without us even realizing it. Jung believed we are not just individuals, we are part of something much older, much deeper. And understanding this hidden layer might just help you understand yourself. What if your mind was full of characters, and each one was silently shaping the way you think, feel, and act every single day? Carl Jung called these characters archetypes. They live inside your collective unconscious, and they've existed in human stories for thousands of years. You'll recognize them instantly. The hero, who faces danger to overcome the odds. The shadow, your dark side, the parts of you that you try to hide. The wise old man, the innocent child, the lover, the rebel. And then there's the persona, the mask you wear to fit in and be accepted. We all play different roles depending on who we're with. And Jung believed that these archetypes don't just exist in stories. They're in you, right now. In your fears, in your decisions, in your dreams. That's why so many movies, myths, and even video games feel so powerful, because they speak directly to the archetypes inside us. According to Jung, understanding these inner characters isn't just psychology. It's the beginning of finding who you really are. Have you ever wondered why you sometimes do things that feel unlike you? Like losing your temper over something small, or feeling jealous of someone, even though you try to be happy for them. Or maybe moments when you say something cruel and later ask yourself, why did I even say that? Carl Jung believed the answer lies not in your conscious mind, but in a hidden part of your psyche he called the shadow. The shadow isn't some ghost or monster. It's real. It's you. The part of you that you try not to see. The part you keep hidden, even from yourself. It contains everything you've learned to reject since you were a child. Your anger, your selfishness, your fears, your shame, your secret desires, even your potential that you were too scared to express. When you were young, people told you what was good and what was bad. They praised you when you followed the rules, and they punished you when you didn't. So slowly, without even realizing it, You began to push the unacceptable parts of yourself into the dark. You smiled when you were hurt. You stayed quiet when you were angry. You gave up dreams because they seemed unrealistic. You hid your opinions to avoid judgment. And all of that energy, all of those feelings, didn't disappear. They simply went into hiding, buried deep within your unconscious mind, waiting for moments when your guard is down, moments of stress, moments of fear, moments when the real you starts to leak through the cracks. Jung warned, the shadow is not just a little trickster. If it is ignored, it becomes dangerous. Because if you don't face your shadow, it starts to control your life from the dark. You become reactive, bitter, confused. You blame others. You sabotage relationships. You struggle to understand your emotions. And you feel lost, not knowing why you're unhappy, even when everything seems fine. But here's the truth. Your shadow is not your enemy. It's your unexplored self. It's trying to tell you something, that there's more to you than the version of yourself that's trying to please the world. Jung believed the goal of life isn't to become perfect. It's to become whole. That means turning toward the parts of yourself you've always run away from, looking them in the eye, and asking, what are you trying to show me? This is the process Jung called shadow work. It's not comfortable. It means digging up the parts of yourself you'd rather leave buried. It means asking hard questions. Why do I get triggered by certain people? Why do I repeat the same mistakes? Why do I fear being vulnerable? What am I afraid people might discover about me? Shadow work is not about fixing yourself. It's about accepting yourself fully. Even the parts that are rough, messy, or painful. Because when you do that, something powerful happens. The shadow loses its power over you. You stop reacting blindly. You stop projecting your pain onto others. You start to take control. And in doing so, you become free. Free to live as your true self, not just the version you created to survive. Free to love without fear, to speak without shame, to create without limits. Because the shadow, once understood, becomes your greatest teacher. It reveals your wounds, so you can heal. It shows your weaknesses, so you can grow. It uncovers your darkness, so you can finally step into your light. Jung once said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. In the end, the real journey is not out into the world. It's inward, toward the hidden, rejected parts of your own soul. Because when you face the shadow, you're not just surviving, you're transforming. So the next time you feel something stir deep inside, anger, fear, or even a wild dream, don't ignore it. It might just be your shadow, trying to show you who you really are. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mind. See you in the next one.